Welcome in, everybody. Happy Sunday. Thank you, Holly. That's so cute. Welcome back, Voodoo Daddy. That's okay, Holly, but you were missed. By the way, guys, feel free to start writing your... Oh, yes. Thank you, James. Thanks for the reminder. All right. It's Silly Story Title Sunday. Hi, Kyle. Hi, Yuda. I'm good. Hi, Caxo. How are you? That's okay. Kyle, you could be over here too. All right, guys, so you can start writing your story requests in all capital letters. And I will write them down, and then we will vote on the first story. Anna Marie, you might just have to swipe out and come back in. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Justin. Hi, Catherine. Welcome in, everybody. Hi, Marie. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Swifty. Hi, Rachie. Thanks for the fireworks. Hi, Cirilla. That's okay. Thank you, Running Wild Jake. Those are beautiful. Thank you so much. Hi, Little Big Walk. I'm good, Melissa. How are you? Hi, Brian. Hi, First Light. How you doing, cutie? Ooh, what's for dinner, Rachie? Also, welcome in, guys. If you could do me a big favor, feel free to write your request in the chat. And also, if you could hit that share arrow in the bottom right hand corner, there's a little yellow circle with two arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs and helps us grow this beautiful porch of ours. Hi, Brooksy. Hi, Hoodat. Oh, cool. Ooh, that's very cool. Hoodat, are you from Louisiana by any chance? I'm good, First Light. I did. I hope you did too. Ooh, French bread pizza, so good. Hi, Bama. Hi, Jennifer. Holly, he's so cute. Thanks. That's so cute. Little sky eagle. Thank you for the cozy cryptid shells. All right, you guys, I will be right back. I'm going to set up the first poll for us to vote, and then I'll be right back. Happy Sunday. grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock. Hi, Wookie. Sit back and relax. Check out the shooting stars and welcome to the porch. Wow, Anna, that's a lot of grilling. Also, if you haven't put in your request yet, feel free, just all in all capital letters. And yes, if you guys feel like putting the silly names, that helps too, but if not, that's okay as well. That's okay, Lana. I hope you had a good birthday. Hi, James. Hi, Robin. Hi, Crystal. Hi, Kim. Kim, will you text me those silly names that you came up with last weekend? Can you text those to me again? Can you find that? Because I forgot to do it last night. And it's Silly Story Title Sunday. Thanks, Kim. Thank you, Lady Rose. Thank you, Twana. Hi, Christy. Hi, Dennis. Welcome in, guys. Hi, Chaka from Alabama. Welcome in. Thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. Happy Sunday, guys. I'm just setting up the poll for us to vote, and then we can vote on the first story. Thanks for your patience. Hi, Packer fan. Oh, that's so creepy. What a cool story. The poll is under review. It hates the silly story title Sundays. It always puts the polls under review. Really, Big Ragu? Cool. What was our life like there? Light years away. Hi, Mars. Yes, I will do the fireworks story again, but this time I'll just put it on the poll and see if you guys want to vote for it or not. And it'll be available to vote for whenever you guys want, just like all of the other holiday stories. Welcome back, Ghostbird. Okay, the poll's still under review, so I'm going to have to rewrite it. I think I'm going to have to rewrite it because they're just really lame. Be right back. Okay, guys, the poll, I redid it and it's still under review. So we'll just wait for a little bit and see. Oh, it worked. Yay! It's not under review. I don't know what the hell this app is doing. All right, the poll's finally ready. And it's Silly Story Title Sunday. So you guys have to guess the titles of what we have on the poll. So you vote for what you think your story might be or what sounds interesting. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you for the cute gift. All right, we have Blue If You Want No Booze. We have Quit Taking My Earrings. We have Nope, Go Straight Back Into That Water. We have She's Not Going to Let It Go. And we have Cruising with My Cat. And you can vote in the blue box that just pops up in the top left-hand corner. And you can vote up to 50 times. And you can vote for more than one story. Thank you, B. Daniel. I appreciate it. That I really am glad because that's what I'm going for. So I'm glad I can help you feel nostalgic. All right, guys, the poll is the blue box in the top left-hand corner. We have Blue If You Want No Booze. We have Quit Taking My Earrings. We have Nope, Go Straight Back Into That Water. We have She's Not Going to Let It Go. And we have Cruising with My Cat. Thank you, Dennis. Right, Agua. Ooh, I like that one, Kim. Okay, Ghost Bird. Thank you, Trisha. Oh my gosh, thank you. Trisha, those are so cute. Thank you. Thank you, Heather. Thanks, Lily. All right, you guys, the winner is Cruisin' with my cat, which is camper van. So I will be right back with the tale of the camper van. And if you guys would do me a big favor and hit that share arrow in the bottom right hand corner, there is a yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs. And it helps us grow this beautiful porch of ours. Grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax. Check out the shooting stars and welcome to the porch. Happy Sunday. Thank you, Trisha, for the night star. See, why isn't the pearl chime showing up? Is it showing up for you guys? We're gonna need to change that. That's what I get for trying to add a new gift to the gift goal. Thank you for the Tundra Tiny, Trish. So cute. So cute. Thank you for the singing mushrooms. Can anybody guess which porch pal's gonna be in the story with me tomorrow? They come in regularly and they always make us laugh, but they aren't a constant chatter. But when they do chat, it's funny. Hi, Cynthia. Nope, Jade's already been in too. She was in the Water Babies. Wookie sent a fan box, you guys. Thank you, Wookie, for being so generous. You guys, we have the super fan box in the top left-hand corner. I'm looking through the guesses. Oh. I'm looking. A few of y'all are right. We've got a couple right guesses, and I'm honestly surprised. I didn't think anybody would guess it, but we've got some guesses. Yeah, I won't tell you. Don't worry, Sherry. It'll be a surprise. Aqua says it's definitely CJ. We've got several Skrilla votes. We've got several Justin votes. We've got a couple Matt votes. Got a couple CJ votes. And then Cassie says Travis. We're just guessing who's going to be in the story tomorrow. Yeah. Rochelle says me. Heather says CJ or Skrilla. Spiritual Beefy says Justin or CJ. Hi, Lisa. I'm never putting Travis in a story again, y'all. Thank you for the fireworks, Stacy. All right, I'll be right back with the camper van. Thank you, Giggles, for the star. You guys, I got a new chair today. And oh my other chair was a piece of shit. This chair is like really helping my back. Oh my God. Because I don't talk about it a lot, but I actually have a permanent spinal injury. I was in a near-death experience car accident, and I have like extreme permanent whiplash damage to my neck and spine. So I'm uncomfortable a lot, but I've just kind of gotten used to it. And oh, thanks, girl. It happened several years ago, but I've just kind of gotten used to it. But it's like a permanent injury type of thing. And so a lot of things. Now my brother's coming. He was supposed to come tomorrow, but his wife broke a crown, so they're coming on Wednesday. And so I've gotten used to it, but you know, there's certain things where it'd be nice to have a chair that didn't hurt my back, and eventually I'd like to get a newer bed and stuff like that, you know, but it's like one of those things. So I finally got myself a new chair today, and I found it at Home Goods. Okay. And I was like, I'll just take it home, because if I'm legit, if I don't like it, I'll just return it. Like, I don't even care. So I just got it this evening, and it is comfortable and it is nice. Jessica, no, I didn't have surgery, but I had 2 years of going to a chiropractor 3 times a week, which was insane, because like my ribs still don't stay in place very well. But I'm also hypermobile. I have EDS basically, so my ribs would not stay in place. Scroll. Thank you, Jessica. And like it was the cheapest shit chair. I got it at Home Goods, so it remains to be seen. But right now, oh, thank you, Buddha. Right now, it feels really good, because I do what I can with my resources that I have at my disposal. You know what I mean? So right now, it feels okay. Bone crusher. Kim will like that joke. And so, oh, Leo and Lucy, thank you for your first gift ever. What an honor. Hi, Bed of Dust. Oh man, yeah, Ellie. I was just like, I love my chiropractor too. She's amazing. And I went through like where I was just grateful to be alive, and then someone else passed away in the same intersection like 6 months later. And so I was just like going through the whole grateful to be alive thing. And then it's like 2 years later is when I was like, dude, I'm in fucking pain. This sucks. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm still grateful, but my God, that really wish that hadn't happened to me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, damn it. But life is life, you know? Plus, after my NDE, which I'm sure a lot of you guys in here who witchy understand, my power's cranked up. Like, it's like you come out differently. You step into something. Yeah, Viola thing. Yeah, it's not fun. Mine is back. It's just my ribs, my back, my upper shoulder blades a lot. Like the top ribs. People don't realize we have ribs like almost all the way to our neck. And it's like those top ribs that you can't even reach. Shoes do I wear? All different kinds of shoes. It just depends. Like in the summer, I'll wear sandals, but I don't wear like, I usually try to wear ones that are good for your feet to an extent. You know, I'm not wearing like orthopedics, but I try to wear ones that are decent. Yeah, you should, Ellie. No, I wasn't unconscious, but I did have an out-of-body experience for it felt like a few minutes, and it was really weird. It was really, really weird. What, Skrilla? Yeah, Sherry, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, but aren't those like athletic shoes? Plus, I hate to say it, but I feel like Brooks are the shoes my mom wears. I need to look it up, but I don't think I'm there yet. But maybe I guess I should be. I don't know. Hi, Jackson. They're supposed to be running shoes, but I don't run. Yeah, and see, that's the thing. Oh, you're L3 to L5. Yep. Permanent. Yep. You get it. Mine is my T's and my C's, a lot of them, and a couple L. Like, it's bad. Tater Tot said, girl, don't hate, they're cozy. I know they're cozy, for sure. For sure. And if you're on your feet all day, 100%, $1,000,000%. That's why nurses wear Crocs and foamy shoes and stuff. They're called a natural, so there's no extra stuff in them. What? Justin said you're only 700. Brooks is for people who are 800. Apple bottom jeans, Brooks with the fur. Sasquatch wears Crocs. That's so funny. They really are, Justin. I don't have like the other kind, but I have their sandal kind. And they're comfortable. All right, you guys. The camper van is the winner of the poll. So give me 1 second to pull up that story, and I'll be right back with the tale of the camper van. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the porch. Welcome in, Attorney Christine. I come from a family of attorneys. Welcome in. Robin, thank you for the hand arts. You're so sweet. Thanks, Robin. Holly, I'll give it a goog. Oh, high or medium arches? Guess what? I have no arch. I literally have flat feet. Like my feet touch the ground completely. It's crazy. I wish my arch was the problem. Thank you, Robin, for all the hand hearts. Whitney, thank you for the cozy cryptids. Deborah, thanks for the groove guitar. Holly said, oh. Oh, Holly, you got the super fan box. Yay. Thanks. Thank you so much, Viola. Scott, thank you for the money gun. Flying jets. Robin. Robin, thank you for helping me with my gallery. That was so pretty. I love the colors on the back. Thanks. Thank you so much, Robin. Leo, thank you for the corgi booty. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the camper van. It started as one of those dreamy road trips. A meandering escape from the monotony of my 9 to 5. I had quit my job, sold most of my stuff, and I hit the road in my little camper van with my sweet cat Alfie as my co-pilot. It was just me, my cat, and the open road, tracing ribbons of asphalt across America. The plan was simple. No itinerary, no deadlines, just freedom. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you, Vinny. Somewhere along the way, the Appalachian Mountains called my name, and I decided to park near the trail for a few days of peace. Thank you, Jess. Thank you, Katina. The spot I found was idyllic, or so I thought. It was tucked into a grove of towering pines, with the Appalachian Trail weaving nearby like the thread through an old tapestry. The air was cool, and it smelled like moss and earth. And I felt like a pioneer, discovering some uncharted corner of the world. After a day of hiking, I returned to my van with aching legs and a happy heart. Alfie greeted me with his usual loving meow, demanding to be picked up and fed. After some hugs and head nuzzles, I fed him, made myself a bowl of chili, and I settled into my makeshift bed to read by lantern light. The stillness was incredible. No cars, no city hum. Just the occasional hoot of an owl and the rustle of the wind. And that's when I first noticed the strange smell. It was faint but unmistakable. Like something metallic and sweet. Blood, maybe. I brushed it off as my imagination and I tried to focus on my book, but the smell lingered. Alfie's ears flattened and he let out a low, uneasy growl. My nerves prickled. It's just a deer or something. I mumbled more to reassure myself than Alfie. That night, Alfie was on edge, and I didn't sleep well. The van, usually my cozy little cocoon of safety, felt more like a fragile tin can. I kept waking up sure I had heard something. A branch snapping. The faint crunch of footsteps. I peeked out the windows, but the forest was just a wall of black. Alfie curled up against me, his fur bristling. By morning, I convinced myself that it was nothing. I decided to explore the area, sticking to well-marked trails. The sun was bright and the forest was alive with birdsong, and I started to feel silly for being so spooked last night. That was until I crossed paths with a man. He was old with a face weathered like tree bark and eyes that didn't quite match his friendly smile. He wore a faded plaid shirt and he carried a rusty hatchet slung casually over his shoulder. We exchanged the usual pleasantries, but there was something about him that made my skin crawl. Thank you, Viola. Thank you, Jess. You camping around here? He asked. His tone was just a shade too curious. I hesitated. Just passing through, I lied. His smile widened. Not a lot of folks come up this way. It's quiet, you know, real peaceful. Yeah, that's kind of what I was looking for, I said, gripping my hiking poles just a little tighter. He nodded, lingering a beat too long before continuing down the trail. As soon as he was out of sight, I turned back toward the van, my heart thudding. When I got back, something felt off, and I realized the side door was ajar. I was sure I had locked it. Inside, things had been moved. Not much, just little things. My mug was on the counter instead of the sink. And Alfie's litter box had been shifted a few inches. My stomach dropped. Someone had been in here. I grabbed my pepper spray and I did a thorough check. but whoever it was gone. I double-checked the locks and I told myself that I would just leave in the morning. But as night fell, that metallic smell returned. Stronger this time, clinging to my clothes and my hair. Alfie hissed and his tail puffed up like a bottle brush. And then around midnight, I heard it. Not just the imagined sounds of the forest, but something deliberate. Footsteps, heavy, purposeful, circling the van. Alfie's growls turned to low guttural yowls as the footsteps stopped just outside the driver's side door. And then, silence. The kind of silence that's so loud, feels like a weight on your chest. Minutes dragged into hours, and at some point I finally drifted into a restless sleep, jerking awake at every little sound. By dawn, I was so ready to leave. But when I opened the door, I froze. There were handprints on the van, smudged and greasy like someone had run their fingers along the windows. And on the hood, there was something worse. A small pile of animal bones arranged in a crude circle. My stomach churned, but I forced myself to clean them up. Tossing the bones into the woods before starting the engine. I needed to get out of here. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Jess. But the van wouldn't start. The battery was dead, even though I checked it just a day ago. Oh my God, that's so pretty. Thanks, Robin. Panic bubbled in my chest as I tried and failed to get it going. I was stranded. I spent the day trying to flag down hikers, but no one passed by. The isolation pressed in on me. The forest now feeling less like a haven and more like a trap. That night, I barricaded the doors with everything I could find. A folding chair, a cooler, even Alfie's litter box. I kept a kitchen knife within arm's reach, and I huddled under my blankets and waited for morning. And the smell came back, thicker than ever. This time, with a low guttural humming. It wasn't an animal. It sounded human, but rough and wrong. Like someone was trying to mimic a song they'd never heard. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Holly. The sound moved closer, circling the van. And then, something heavy slammed against the side. Alfie screeched and darted under the bed as I grabbed the knife, my heart pounding. The van rocked as whatever it was slammed into it again, harder this time. And then, nothing. I stayed awake until the first rays of sunlight pierced through the trees. When I finally opened the door, I saw it. Deep gouges in the metal, like claw marks. And a message, scrolled in what looked like ash across the windshield, that said, "Leave." I didn't need to be told twice. I spent the day rigging a makeshift solar charger on a whim, hoping it would give the battery enough juice just to start the engine. By late afternoon, I tried again and the van roared to life. Relief washed over me as I threw my stuff in the back and I prepared to leave. Thank you, Robin. Thanks, Jess. As I pulled onto the narrow dirt road, I saw him again. The man from the trail, standing at the edge of the woods watching me with that same unsettling smile. Thank you, Joe Tanya. This time, the hatchet wasn't slung casually over his shoulder. It was in his hand, the blade glistening in the fading light. I didn't stop. My hand shook as I gripped the wheel, my eyes darting to the rearview mirror every few seconds. It wasn't until I was miles away back on a main road that I let out the breath I had been holding. I wish I could say that was the end of it. But when I stopped at a gas station to fill up, I noticed something chilling. On the back of the van, written in mud, was a single word. Soon. I drove through the night, not stopping until I was well beyond the Appalachian Trail. And to this day, I don't know what I encountered out there. A deranged local? Bigfoot? Something else? All I know is that Alfie and I escaped with our lives, and one hell of a story. And now, every time I get into my camper van, I check the locks twice and I keep Alfie close, just in case. And that's the tale of the camper van. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore, and I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I'm here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. I do write and record all these stories myself, and you can listen to them whenever you would like on my YT channel. There is a playlist called Bedtime Stories. You can hit shuffle, play all, and fall asleep to them. Usually people don't make it past like the second story. Thank you, Fairy Witch. Welcome back. All right, you guys, I'm going to set up the next poll for us to vote for the next story. I hope everybody had a nice holiday weekend. Happy Sunday. And welcome to the porch. And if you guys could do me a big favor while I'm setting up the next poll, could you hit that share arrow in the bottom right hand corner of your screen? And then there's like a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. That puts my live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow this beautiful porch of ours with cool people instead of trolls. So thank you so much. Reposting helps a lot. So does sharing to your stories. And the one that looks like a little star, it says shared a story. And then so does sharing to your friends. And thank you for all our tappers. We're already at 89K. Thank you so much. Okay, Joe Tanya, sweet dreams. Thanks for coming. Mark, thank you for the follow and welcome to the porch. Hi, lovely. Aw, I'm sorry you're not feeling well. Unless I hear the clicking of the mouth. Get some rest, lovely. Love you. I hope you feel better. Mel, thank you for the follow and welcome to the porch. Hi, Tabitha. All right, guys, I'll be right back with the next poll. Thanks for the reposts and the shares and the taps. Happy Sunday. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Robin. Okay, you guys, the next poll is ready. Okay, we have Freaked Out on the 4th. By the way, it's Silly Story Title Sunday, so these are not the normal titles. We're just being silly. So if you're new, don't memorize these titles. They're just really made up silly titles, and it's just a fun way to get sometimes votes for stories that don't get voted for very often. Christina, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. We have Freaked Out on the 4th. We have These Hicks Won't Quit. We have It's Just a Baby. We have She's a Hugger. And we have the Cantaloupe Craniums. You can vote in the blue box in the top left-hand corner. You can vote up to 50 times, and you can vote for more than one story. We have Freaked Out on the 4th, which was yesterday. We have These Hicks Won't Quit. We have It's Just a Baby. We have She's a Hugger. And we have the Cantaloupe Craniums. Who's it gonna be? You can vote in the top left-hand corner. Hi, Ivan. Thanks, Justin. I'm trying here. I'm trying. King Meche, thank you. Meche? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Hi, Lisa. Level 25. Congrats. Hello, Richard. And the winner by a landslide is Freaked Out on the 4th, which is the tale of the frightful fireworks, which is the new holiday one I just read for the first time yesterday. And these are live exclusives, so you will only hear these on the live. So sit back and relax. Grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax, and welcome to the porch. And if you are new here, welcome in. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore, and I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep better. And I do write all these stories myself, and you can listen to them whenever you would like on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. Good night, Izzy. Fad, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Dark Prince, thank you for the follow. Scott, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Yuckfu, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Oh, you did, yeah. Hello, Marvin. Welcome back. Jen, thank you for the follow and welcome to the porch. All right, you guys, the winner is the frightful fireworks. I will be right back with that story. Get comfy. Thank you, Jasmine, for your first gift ever. How sweet. Izzy, thank you so much for the hand hearts. All right, you guys, I'll be right back. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the porch. Thank you, Robin. That's so pretty. And good night, Angel. Thank you, Jasmine. Oh, Robin says tapping contest. Okay, Trisha. By the way, guys, if you see that Trisha here wrote print request, please, in all capital letters. If you guys ever see a background for a story that you would like in a framed print on the merch site, let me know. And if it is not already in a print, I will write it down and make one for you. Ask Trisha. I've done it several times. And if it is already in a print form, I will tell you. So if you ever like a background, you can get it framed prints. Archangelo, Trisha, I think Michelle, several people have gotten them now. Also, thank you so much, Daniel, for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Hi, Sin. Hello, good night. You just ordered 4 more. Trish, I love you. I haven't looked at it. I love you so much. You're so cute. All right, guys. Be right back. Archangelo 5. I love that. I love that. We're all going to make little story walls with our framed prints. It's going to be so cute. Funny, Skrilla. Very funny. There's nobody in this story with me. Dennis, thank you for the cute flower. Thank you, Robin. I think so too. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the frightful fireworks. Thank you, Scott. Yes, I do it myself. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Maui, I'm glad I can help you keep you company at the graveyard shift in the hospital. What you do is super important. Thank you for what you do. Hi, Misty. I miss you. Hi, Kim. Every 4th of July, I try to spend at least one night somewhere that I've never been. It started as a way to force myself out of my routine. And over the years, it's become something that I actually look forward to. There's something about summer highways, little roadside diners, old motels with flickering vacancy signs, and small towns decorating themselves in red, white, and blue that feels uniquely American. Last year, I found a tiny town tucked into the hills where the annual fireworks celebration was supposed to be one of the best in the country. And I love fireworks. The population was barely 1,500 people, but according to every travel blog I could find, thousands showed up every Independence Day. It sounded perfect. So I booked an old Airbnb outside of town. a restored farmhouse sitting alone at the end of a gravel road. The pictures showed an old porch, antique furniture, and a field stretching out toward a line of dark woods. It looked peaceful, and the owner had dozens of glowing reviews. I arrived just before sunset on the 3rd of July. The owner met me in the driveway. He looked exactly like someone who belonged there. Late 60s, denim overalls, gray beard, baseball cap, advertising a tractor company that probably hadn't existed in years. Nothing about him immediately set off any alarms. He smiled. He carried my overnight bag inside before I could stop him. He pointed out where everything was: the kitchen, the upstairs bedroom, the back porch, and then he gave me one piece of advice. He said everyone in town would leave after the fireworks show tomorrow night, and that I should do the same. At the time, I thought he was joking. Looking back, I don't think he was. The town itself was exactly what I had hoped for. Flags hung from every porch, children rode decorated bicycles, church bells rang throughout the afternoon. Food trucks lined up in the courthouse square. By evening, people had spread blankets across a massive hillside overlooking the river where the fireworks would launch. It was beautiful. The kind of small town celebration that feels like stepping into another decade. I spent hours wandering. I bought homemade pie from a church fundraiser. I walked through a classic car show. Everything felt completely normal. Until I noticed something strange. All the locals recognized each other, obviously. That's how small towns are. Thank you, Rich. But it felt like and seemed like everyone was staring at me out of the corner of their eye. Several people smiled politely and a few nodded. But every single one of them eventually looked past me toward the road leading out of town, as though they were wondering why I hadn't left yet. I assumed that I was just imagining it. The fireworks began at 9:30. Thanks, Robin. Perfect timing. They were spectacular. I love fireworks. And the explosions echoed through the valley with enough force to vibrate the ground beneath everyone's lawn chairs. I know, Robin timed that perfectly. Thank you. For 30 straight minutes, the sky never became completely dark. Thank you, Skrilla. It was honestly one of the best displays I've ever seen. And then the finale ended, and thousands of people applauded. Families folded up their blankets, and traffic immediately clogged every road leading away from town. So I decided to wait. I figured I'd avoid the rush by hanging around another half an hour. And that decision almost cost me my life. Within 20 minutes, the town was eerily empty. The food vendors packed up with astonishing speed. Police cruisers that had directed traffic simply disappeared. The streetlights remained on and the storefront lights remained on, but all the people vanished. I found it odd enough that I started walking back to my car quickly. Halfway there, I realized something else. Mine was one of only 3 vehicles left. The parking lot had held hundreds. Now it looked abandoned. The drive back to the farmhouse took 15 minutes, and darkness settled over the fields. The only sounds were crickets and distant fireworks from neighboring towns. When I turned onto the gravel driveway, I noticed that the owner's truck wasn't there. But the porch light glowed warmly, and everything looked fine. I unlocked the front door, walked inside, and locked it behind me. And then I heard footsteps upstairs. I froze. I knew that I had rented the entire house, and the owner had specifically said that he stayed elsewhere whenever guests booked the property. The footsteps continued, slow and measured, heavy, crossing the bedroom floor directly above me. I remember standing there convincing myself that, hey, old houses make noise. Wood expands, floors settle, that's all it was. But then, I heard a second set of footsteps. I grabbed my keys and I backed toward the front door. I unlocked it and I pulled, but nothing. I pulled harder, and the door wouldn't move. I looked down, and there was a thick iron bar across the outside. Someone had locked me in. Before I could move, headlights swept across the curtains, and I saw the owner's truck pulling in. He climbed out carrying something long, and at first I thought it was a shovel. But then I realized it was a rifle. Not aimed, just casually carried over his shoulder as though he'd done this before. I didn't wait. I ran through the kitchen. I found the back door, but it was locked, with the same heavy bar outside. Every exit had been secured from the exterior. No connection. And not weak service. I had no service. Just moments earlier, I had been streaming music during the drive home. And now there was absolutely nothing. Then the footsteps upstairs stopped. Just for a moment. And then they began descending, one step at a time. The staircase creaked, but I still couldn't see anyone. I could only hear them. And then the owner unlocked the front door. I heard the metal scraping and the iron bar lifted away. The front door opened, and I didn't stay to see him come in. The kitchen window shattered surprisingly easily. Glass exploded across the sink. I climbed through, and I sliced my forearm. I dropped into the backyard, and I started running. The field behind the farmhouse stretched nearly half a mile before reaching the woods. I sprinted straight for the tree line. Behind me, I heard no shouting, no commands, no gunshots. And that silence terrified me more than anything, because it suggested that they weren't worried. Halfway across the field, I looked back and I saw 3 inadequate flashlights following, keeping pace. Like people who already knew where I'd end up. The woods were darker than I had expected, and branches clawed at my face and dry leaves crunched beneath my shoes. My phone had an inadequate flashlight that barely reached 20 feet ahead. And then I found a narrow trail. Fresh footprints, several different boot prints, leading deeper into the forest. And that was when I realized the Airbnb wasn't a cheap destination. I was bait. This was some rich dudes hunting humans type shit. Oh my God. I left the trail immediately and I started cutting through dense brush instead. I felt like that gave me a better shot. Thorns tore my clothes and I stumbled downhill until I reached a shallow creek. Without thinking, I began walking in the water. I had read somewhere that moving through a creek makes it harder for people to track you. Now, I have no idea if that's actually true, but I was desperate. After nearly 40 minutes, I saw headlights. An actual road, a state highway. I burst from the woods waving both arms, and a pickup truck stopped. The driver looked horrified when he saw me covered in blood and mud. I climbed inside before he could change his mind. I spent the next hour explaining everything, or trying to. The state police returned to the farmhouse before sunrise, and according to the report I received later, the house was empty. No owner, no truck. No evidence anyone had been inside except for the broken kitchen window. They searched the woods and nothing. When I got home, I started researching missing persons reports from that county. And I found lots. Tourists, mostly women, traveling alone. They had all disappeared over holiday weekends. None of them had officially been connected. They were different years and different circumstances, but they all had one thing in common. The last confirmed place anyone saw them alive was that farmhouse. I still celebrate the 4th of July every year, and I still love fireworks, but I never stay by myself overnight in unfamiliar places anymore. Especially not isolated vacation rentals, and especially not with holiday crowds. Because I learned something that night. Predators don't always hunt when places are empty and isolated. Sometimes they wait until there's thousands of people gathered together. Because that's the perfect time for a stranger to disappear. Everyone remembers the fireworks, but nobody remembers the woman who quietly drove away afterwards, except the people who were waiting for her. And that's the tale of the frightful fireworks. Thank you guys. Glad you like it. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I am here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. I do write and record all of these stories myself, and you can listen to the most of them, with the exception of the one I just read. The holiday ones are live exclusives, but you can listen to all of the other ones on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. Just look for Porch Lore and you will find me, and all of the links are in my bio. Oh, thank you, Ellie. Good night, Aqua. Sweet dreams. We'll see you tomorrow. Love ya. Thanks for being here. All right, you guys, I will be right back with the next poll for us to vote for the next story. So sit back and relax. Grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax. Check out the shooting stars, and welcome to the porch. All right, you guys, the next poll is ready. We have, it's Silly Story Title Sunday, don't forget. So these are not the real titles, just remember. Hi, Joe Moody. Thank you so much. Good night. And hi, Tez Fisher. All right, we have don't forget, these are silly story titles. Rygart, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Geo, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the porch. All right, we have Mr. Poopy Paws, Hootin' and Hollerin', Shut Up and Drive, She's a Hugger, and Look Ma, Two Faces. You can vote in the top left-hand corner. Yeah, Rich, cool name, right? And these are Silly Story Sunday. So we've got Mr. Poopy Paws, Hootin' and Hollerin', Shut Up and Drive, She's a Hugger, and Look Ma, Two Faces. And you can vote in the top left-hand corner. There's a blue box, and you can vote up to 50 times. And you can vote for more than one story. So if you're not sure which story is which, you can vote for more than one. Who's it gonna be? JMC, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Just tap that blue box in the top left-hand corner to cast your vote. Well, Metaphysical Mama, I would assume after the voting's over, when they pick the next story. Seems like the natural progression of when the next story would be. Thank you, Maureen. Hi, Drew. Hi, Destiny. All right, you guys, the winner is, by a close, it was very close, is Look Ma, Two Faces. Woo! I'll be right back with that story. And if you guys could do me a big favor, could you hit that share arrow in the bottom right-hand corner? And there's a little yellow circle that has two arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs. And that helps us grow this beautiful porch of ours. Also, this story that just won is featuring the lovely Yaya, who is here tonight. And Look Ma, Two Faces is the tale of the Boo Hag. And I'll be right back with that. Grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax, and welcome to the porch. Happy Sunday. Thank you, Abigail. Thank you, Yaya. Thank you, Winter. Thank you, Cindy. Which one did you think it was? Did you think it was Marshallite? Because after I saw it written out, I was like, I wonder if people are going to think that's Marshallite. Yes, Robin. They absolutely do every single time. They don't look at the screen. They don't listen to what I'm saying. They literally just come in and immediately like, where's the story? And I don't understand it. It's the weirdest thing. Because I would literally never go into someone's life and be like, you know what I'm saying? It's the weirdest fucking thing. So that's why I'm like, literally, if you looked at the screen for 5 seconds, you'd see the votes being fired at the, like, come on. So at this point, that's why I'm like, well, it would appear that maybe after this poll that's literally in your face, like, I don't even know how to answer that at this point. That's the answer you get because that's literally the truth. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to say, yeah, maybe once the poll is fucking done, duh. Like, pay attention. Yeah, it's entitlement, and it's a sense of like trying to rush people, and it's rude. And it's it's very rarely an innocent question. It's almost always that snide, backhanded, start the story. Not because she said, when did they actually start? She wasn't like, hi, I'm new here. When do we? No, it's just rude as fuck, so. JD, you're so cute. Oh, that's a good one, Skrilla. JD, you're so cute. I love you. JD doesn't comment all the time, but when she does, my God, it's funny as hell. Skrilla said, "Pole in your face." That's a good one. Grim, right? Yeah, right? Well, and what's funny is me just answering that simple question with an obvious answer. People are like, damn. I'm like, I literally said, well, it would appear that since people are voting now, right this minute, after the poll is done, I would assume that's the natural progression of the story, right? That's the truth. And there's really nothing bitchy about it. If that makes you feel stupid, like, I mean, then if the shoe fits, I don't know. It's literally like going up to somebody who's busking on in a shopping center with their guitar, and they're like taking a break and like talking to someone on their phone, and you walk up to them and you're like, when are you going to play a song? That's literally the equivalent. Exactly, happily. It's on them. That's literally the equivalent. It's like tapping on their shoulder when they're taking a break from, and be like, are you going to play a fucking song? And I get what you mean, Cindy, for sure. But they choose their wording. She said, is there ever, like the way she worded it, Cindy, I get it. You're kind. And that it's not ever. And again, nothing I said was mean. I worded it exactly honestly and appropriately. Like, well, it would appear after the poll that the next story would be the next story, you know? But anyway, I will be right back. Yeah, she was snippy, Cindy. And that's okay. You're so sweet. I saw you trying to be understanding, and I appreciate you guys. And that's fine. And I don't want everybody, like, you guys can just be yourselves in here. And if you want to believe the best in her, that's fine. And usually their actions speak for themselves eventually. But I love you for that, Cindy. I think you're adorable. Yeah, exactly, Deborah. They don't take the time to even like listen or read. And I feel like, to be honest, it's not even an ego thing or a respecting me thing. It's I need to correct that behavior for society. I don't even really give a fuck about me. It's, to be honest, I feel like I'm one of the only people who's going to say shit. And it's my job to like stop that behavior so they don't do it to somebody else. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, don't go into another life and treat someone like that. So I'll fucking put a stop to it right now. You know what I mean? So to me, it's more like for the good of humanity and to raise the vibration of people in general, and to teach people some attention span and some patience. That's why. That's it. It's literally not like a how dare you to me. It's literally just have some respect for other people and maybe pay attention. Hi, Maui. I am. I'm on all of the podcast streaming sites. Anyway, I already forgot which one won now. Can you guys remind me? Which silly title won? Oh, Boo Hag. Duh. Boo Hag. Be right back. Be right back with Boo Hag. Exactly, Skrilla. I am always trying to raise the vibration. And sometimes, because that's the thing, is people think it's all love and light. And that's actually not true. High vibration people, it's both. Like if you're high vibration enough, you also trigger people who are low vibration very easily. And you usually kind of need to put them in their place, which is raise your fucking vibration or get out. And that's that. Oh, happily rude, dear. You're in the right place. Welcome. Oh, you love the green fire? Thank you so much. Yours is not flatlined. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the thing, is that they don't realize that it's both. Yeah, James, I know, and most people do, and that's why they get away with it for so long. So like I said, most people won't say it. I don't care. I have always had a no filter problem, and I'll say it. So I feel like it's kind of like maybe why I'm here on this earth, to like say the shit, but only for kindness. Like, to literally, like, that's my only trigger, is literally like, be fucking nice, you know? Literally, Skrilla. Literally. The equalizer. That's exactly right. It's called justice. It's called like There's really no malicious intent behind it. It's like, listen, dude, I don't think so. You know? Like, the only crimes I've ever even almost is like, has to do with like liberating animals. Okay? So, if that says anything. No, JD, everybody does. Guys, tell JD how much we all sing and whistle this every day. And bricks. Well, when you see a dog trapped in a car, guess what? When I lived in Texas, you are absolutely allowed to break that window to liberate that dog. And then you call the police on yourself and tell them you did so that they know you weren't trying to break into a car. Not like I know because I did that or anything. See, Rochelle lives in Texas. She knows. I sure as shit did. And then I parked across the street and watched the asshole come out and see his truck window broken, freaking out, and the cops with his dog. That's what you get. Don't lock your dog in a hot car in Houston, Texas with no windows down. Are you serious, bro? In August? I don't think so. Thank you. Yep. So I did. I have one of those thingies that if you get trapped in your car will break your window. But guess what? They'll also break someone else's window. Yep. The cops will break it if you call them to help. But I didn't want to wait because they take a while. And the dog looked really sick. And so I just fucking grabbed that thing out of my door of my car and I smashed that shit out of his truck. And I pulled the dog out and I gave it bottled water. And the cops were there before the dude came out. And then I said, hey, thanks, bye. And I parked across the street at a Chick-fil-A and I watched. And he looked just like the kind of guy that would lock a dog in a truck. He had no neck. You know what I'm talking about? He just looked like the type. Anyway, be right back. Quick swig. Thanks, Don. Also a reminder, I'm childless and I don't have a husband, so like I got nothing to lose, dude. Like, you know, justice. It is the perfect place to watch, isn't it? Yep, I was slamming waffle fries with Polynesian sauce laughing. Guys, you can break the window in California and Nevada too. Oh, that's so pretty, Lily. I love that. Chris, hi, cutie. Thanks for the cozy cryptids. JD, thanks for the hand hearts. Yes, don't get arrested because your dog will be sick. Yep, that's exactly it. As my Merlin, same thing. Burley says she's been doing this for 700 years. She knows what she's doing. That's true, girl. But I have been, I may or may not have been hung and burned a couple times. But, you know, you live and you learn. Skrilla's dog is so cute. Skrilla has like a car seat for his dog. It's the cutest shit I've ever seen. Yeah, me neither, Lily. And that's the thing is that was literally the first time I've actually ever broken a window in my life. And I just was like I didn't even think twice. I just straight was like, that's what this tool is for. My dad told me. And I slammed that shit into the window and it just shattered. And I was like, oh my God. And then for a second, I was like, I really hope this is legit legal. Because if not, holy shit, I just fucking did that. And then I called the police and I said, hi. And they were like, you did exactly what you're supposed to do. We'll be there. We're on the way. Yeah, the dog was scared. But animals love me. And he immediately started wagging his little tail. And of course, he was a bully breed, like a pit bull, kind of big bulldog type of. And he was cowering, but then like his tail was wiggling, like he knew I was there to help. And I was like, dude, come on, buddy. And then I realized, dude, just unlock the door. So then I did, because I've never broken into a car. So I unlocked the little door, swung the door open, and the dog came right out to me. And then I poured water. Yeah. And then I poured bottled water in his mouth. And then I was just looking around, hoping the dude from the truck wouldn't come out before the cops did. Because I was like, he's going to beat my ass or shoot me or something. And then the cops got there and they were like, we'll take it from here. And I was like, yeah, because I was also a news reporter. And I was like, I don't really want homeboy to see me. Can I like leave? And they were like, absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, Miss Lutz. And I was like, no problem. And then I went and parked at Chick-fil-A across the street and watched. Because I wanted to see him get his dog taken away. Which they did. I wanted to make sure that they did not give him his dog back. And they didn't. Yeah, the truck might as well have had nuts on it from the dude that came out. Yeah, right, Rich, yeah. Sometimes I'll tell my own stories when they come up randomly. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, after I broke the window, I'm not gonna lie, for 5 seconds, I was like, what the fuck did I just do? It's like my heart takes over and I can't even control myself when I see an animal. Like, I wasn't even thinking. I don't even know what, you know what I mean? Like, it was instant, like, animal protector mode. And I was like, no. I don't know if any of you guys were on the live when I was in the middle of a live in the woods and these boys were throwing rocks at deer. And I saw them from atop of a giant hill. And I just like stopped what I was doing in my live and ran in front of everybody on camera 100 miles an hour down this like really steep hill. And I cackled like a witch and scared the boys away and told them to never come back. And I watched the video afterwards and I was like, I swear I blacked out. Like, I swear I just like all of a sudden I'm like, no to animals. And I can't help it. Should have locked the guy in the car. I know, but I broke the window. He would have been able to get out. I channel Artemis a lot, if you guys know who that is, also known as Diana, the protector of witches and animals. And straight up, like, I scared him good. I did, girl. And like, I cackled like a witch and I was like, and it was so cute because they were like, bro, oh my God, some lady just came out of the woods. And it was the funniest shit because I straight up just came out of the woods like a weirdo because they didn't even notice that I came flying down the hill from the top. I was in a parking lot in the top, but to them, I just straight came out of it. And he's like, bro, a lady just came out of the woods. And I was like, and I cackled. I was like, don't ever come back here again. And I was like, you leave my deer alone. And I literally like did it on purpose. And they were running. These boys were probably like 13, 14, maybe. They were running. And then I flipped the camera on my live to show them all. They were like, all we could see was their shoes. And I was like, they're probably never going back to that park again. And they're probably like, yo, you guys, there's this witch that lives in the woods by that park. And straight up, I'm like, yep, they will remember it forever. Was I in a tank top, yoga pants with no sports bra running at the D cup down a hill? Yes. So was I terrifying looking to them? Probably not. But my laugh and my unhinged crazy eyes as I came running, that sealed the deal. Nature's Oracle, what? Oh, they for sure had to have said the witch thing. That's why I did the cackle. And I've actually, Cindy, it is actually on video. I saved the live, but it's cut into 2 lives. And it was back when I did storytime lives. So, Grandma Mimsy actually comes in here quite often. She was in the middle of telling a spooky story. And not only did I do that, but if you watch the video, I tracked her story the whole time because I'm a professional interviewer. And I was like, and then what happened? Hold on, keep going. I'm listening. And then I muted the mic so I could cackle at them and yell at them. And then I unmuted. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. Okay, keep going. 1 second. And then I literally, it's kind of hilarious. So yeah, who chucks rocks at deer? You know, who chucks rocks at a deer? Andrew said they were probably running away with the boner. Yeah, Ange's is better, but I can sound pretty creepy too. It really was the best way. It was the only way I knew how, Winter. It was like, I don't want to yeah, exactly. If I told them, hey, you guys, excuse me, you need to stop doing that's not going to work. It'll never work. They're 13-year-old boys. I need to terrify them to where they don't want to come back to the woods. You know? And that's what I did. Because now they don't know where I am. I came right out of the woods. They don't know where I could be there right now. Waiting, you know? Because they didn't understand why I was in the woods. But I was actually in the woods doing a live showing people the things I do in the woods. You know, you guys seen me do it before. And so, yeah. I was like, hold on, you guys. Whoever was on my live when I went to the woods a week ago, that steep ass hill that I hiked up, that's the one I ran down. That's the one I chased them down. The one that kid rode that electric bike up. Yeah, they think I live there probably. Kelsey. Yeah, now that the heat wave's broken, I'll go back to the woods again. I love going there for the lives, but I'll show you guys the hill. I'll find that video and I'll put it on the Discord. Except for the Discord can't take long videos. So I'm not sure how to share it to you guys. I don't want to post it because it's ridiculous. I guess I could post it on YT. I'll let you guys know where I post it. I'll let you guys know in the Discord. The ducks were cute as hell, weren't they, Andrew? Exactly. Do you remember Andrew, you remember the hill? That giant hill? That's the one I ran down. Cackling. And that was the first time I've ever actually cackled like that. I've always wanted to do that, but I've never really actually done it in the wild. You know what I mean? And I felt like a real witch. I was like, damn, that came out really well. And naturally, I really scared them. That's fucking awesome. Because hey, if we're going to be categorized as witches for centuries, the least we can do is use it to our advantage sometimes, right? It is a steep hill, Deborah. Thank you. It is a steep hill. And yes, Braveheart. I am very Scottish. I will run and wail at people. Yeah, in the wild. It was. Thank you, Deborah. It is a very steep hill. That's why I'm I ran down that shit. I could have rolled down that hill. But I wasn't even thinking. I was just nope, it's not happening. You leave those fucking deer. Because here's the thing. I saw the deer trip. The deer were so scared they were trying to run, and there were 3 or 4 of them, and they were running through the woods, but they weren't expecting it, and the one tripped over a stick and it bent a sunflower. And when I saw the deer trip, I lost it. Because also, you know what happens if a deer breaks a leg? They're screwed. They're dead. So that's when I lost it. I really am from Game of Thrones. I mean that I'm 700 years old, so no black eyes. No, I was lucky, Krim. I was lucky. Yeah, put it on the bucket list. Find a time to cackle at tween boys and scare them. It's the best way. I don't know what a wildling is, but I believe him. All right, quick swig. Enough funny stories. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society, this is the tale of the boo hag who borrowed my face. Thank you for the cat scratch, Lily. I love that paw. Thank you for the cozy cryptids. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, JD and Courtney. And Misbehavin'. I didn't grow up hearing about the boo hag. Because people who grow up in the Low Country usually know better than to speak about her lightly. And they definitely know better than to go looking for her. Welcome in, boo. That's the goal. She kept appearing in the margins of Gullah Geechee oral stories. Never centered and never outright explained. Just warnings folded into other stories. Side comments, afterthoughts. Thank you, Skrilla. Thank you, Jess. The boo hag doesn't announce herself. She is inferred. My friend Yaya was the one who suggested we go. She had roots in the region, family ties that stretched back into coastal Georgia and South Carolina, and she spoke of hoodoo and Gullah Geechee traditions with familiarity and the utmost respect. I trusted her instincts, especially because she was usually the one telling me not to push things too far. And this time was no different. We were staying near a stretch of marshland not far from Sapelo Island. We went for folklore research, documented accounts, interviews, nothing sensational. Still, when I brought up the boo hag, specifically, Yaya went quiet. She reminded me that the boo hag wasn't a ghost in the traditional sense. But she wasn't really a cryptid either. According to the stories, she didn't just wear skin. She learned it. She watched women closely, borrowed their mannerisms, their voices, their habits. She slipped into communities by becoming so familiar before she became dangerous. Now, most importantly, boo hags are said to target exhaustion. Women stretched thin. Business owners, caretakers, researchers. Women already running on borrowed energy. The first night passed quietly. The house we rented was old but well kept, raised slightly off the ground, a porch facing the marsh. Cicadas buzzed constantly, a sound so thick it felt physical. Yaya went to bed early, and I stayed up organizing notes and recording my observations so far. Sometime after midnight, I realized that I could hear the sound of breathing that wasn't mine. At first, I assumed it was Yaya maybe shifting in her sleep. So I went to bed, but I didn't sleep well. The second day, we visited a local woman known for root work. She wouldn't say the boo hag's name. She referred to her only as that one. When I asked how people protected themselves, she said something that didn't make sense at the time. She said the boo hag doesn't take your life. It takes your permission. That night, Yaya pointed out something strange. She said that I had been repeating her phrases, not intentionally. Just similar rhythms, same pauses, same emphasis. I brushed it off as proximity. Researchers do that sometimes. They unconsciously mirror speech patterns of the people they're around. But later, when I listened back to a voice memo that I had recorded alone on the porch, I noticed something weird. My cadence wasn't mine, but it wasn't Yaya's either. It was flatter and slower, like someone practicing how to sound like me. The third night was when the physical signs started. I woke just before dawn, soaked in sweat, feeling like I had been running. My calves ached and my feet were dirty with mud pressed into the grooves of my soles, but I don't remember leaving the house. When I mentioned it to Yaya over coffee, she stopped drinking mid-sip. She asked if I had heard any knocking, and I said no. She said good, because boo hags knock to be invited, but once they've been watching long enough, they'll stop asking. That afternoon, we walked a narrow path through the trees that bordered the marsh. Yaya lagged behind me, unusually quiet, and at one point, she asked me to stop. She said that my reflection in the puddle didn't move when I did. I tried to laugh it off, but she didn't. By dusk, I was exhausted in a way that didn't make sense. I was heavy-limbed and foggy-brained. I kept losing my words mid-sentence. That night, I heard it clearly. It sounded like wet fabric being adjusted. I followed it to the porch without fully realizing that I'd even stood up. Thank you, JD. The marsh was thick with mist, moonlight reflecting off the shallow water. And something stood near the tree line, just out of clear view. It didn't move, but I knew suddenly that she had been watching me since I arrived. Then Yaya grabbed my arm and pulled me back inside and locked the door. She said that the boo hag doesn't chase. She waits until you're so tired you don't recognize yourself anymore. And that was when I realized the exhaustion, the losing words, the missing time. The boo hag wasn't feeding on terror, she was borrowing energy, wearing it thin. I hadn't been followed, I had been rehearsed. We left before sunrise. We didn't even pack properly. We just left and we didn't look back. Weeks later, while reviewing the footage from the trip, I found something that I couldn't really explain. It was a reflection in the porch window, standing where I had stood. It looked like me, smiling slightly too wide, practicing my expressions. But the real twist didn't come until months later. I was speaking at a small folklore event recounting the experience. Halfway through, someone in the audience laughed and stood up. They said that they had already heard this story before, from someone who looked a lot like me. He said that she spoke just like me and told it as if she had been the one to survive. And that's when I realized the boo hag doesn't replace you. She duplicates you. And somewhere in the low country marsh, there's a version of me that learned my life well enough to live it. And now, I don't know which one of us actually left. And that's the tale of the boo hag who borrowed my face, featuring Yaya. Good question, Robin. Thank you, Rich. Thank you, Kayla. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Speedy. Thanks, Teza. Thank you, Ron. Thanks, Lily. Thank you, Priscilla. Brooke, there's 2 stories where I could have been swapped out. The Marshlight and the Boo Hag. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore, and I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. Thank you, Misbehavin'. Oh, Viola with the corn. Good night, Mommy. Have a great night. Thanks for being here. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, Teza. I am here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. And I do write and record all of these stories myself, and you can listen to them whenever you would like on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. I also premiere a new story every Monday live on my YT channel. At 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we do a live chat and a live premiere, and we have fun over there. And if you want to join us tomorrow, it'll be a lot of fun. Just subscribe over there. It's just Porch Lore. And it will be featuring a porch pal tomorrow in the story. Matt, thanks for the galaxy. Welcome in, Matt. Yes, germs, all of the things, all of them go to Audify as well. Every weekly video is posted there, as well as all of the other podcast streaming sites. I hope you had a good weekend, Matt. Hi, Laura. Yes, there will be. Hi, Mary. All right, you guys, I'm going to set up the next poll for us to vote for the next story. And if you guys could do me a big favor. Oh, thank you, Remy. Welcome in. If you guys could do me a big favor while I set up the next poll for us to vote, could you just hit that share arrow in the bottom right hand corner, and there's a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow our beautiful porch. Grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax, and welcome to the porch. I'll be right back with the next poll. See you tomorrow, Lily. Sweet dreams. Thank you, Heidi, for the roses. Thank you, Bryce. So cute. Thanks, Lily. The poll's under review again. Cats and Coffee, thanks for the swan. Thank you for the follow, Remy. Welcome to the porch. Thank you for the follow, Melissa. Welcome to the porch. Thank you for the follow, Evelyn. Welcome to the porch. Thanks for the follow, Taylor. Welcome to the porch. And Catherine. I haven't put the poll up yet. That's why, Tessa. I will literally say the poll is up. Welcome back, Izzy. Alyssa, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Beefy, that's a good one. Hi, Alyssa. Yeah, it's just under review right now. They're just waiting to approve it. They do this sometimes. They're just really annoying. But once it's ready, I will let you guys know and I'll put it up. you, Matt. Thank you, Deborah. Thanks, Priscilla. Thanks, Kendi. Thanks, Spirit. Okay, guys, I'm just redoing the poll because it literally wouldn't approve it. It's so ridiculous. Hi, Tommy. Sorry, guys. Thank you, Bloom. Thank you, Izzy. Thank you, Laura. Okay, guys, I don't know if it's going to let me do the other poll. It just keeps saying under review. Tommy. Guardians, that's so pretty. Thanks, I love that one. Thank you so much. That was so pretty. I love that deer. So pretty. A stag, right? That's what it's called? Yeah, that was so pretty. Thank you so much. No, it's not over already. I'm trying to get my poll approved to vote for the next story, but TikTok's being ridiculous as always. Just being a piece of shit. I just figured out why. TikTok is so stupid. It can't be over 24 characters, but it doesn't say that on the phone. It only says that when I try to do it on the computer, which means it let me type out these long, stupid names and then wasn't approving them because they're more than 24 characters, and it wasn't telling me why. I fucking hate this app. Anyway, be right back. I just figured it out. I was right. I was right. Oh my God, this app is so stupid. Anyway, here we go, guys. It's ready. We have whoop whoop pull over. It's supposed to say he's hot, but that was too many characters, and that's the one that was ruining the entire poll. Okay. Then we were supposed to have, oh Lord, she coming, but we have she coming. Then we have I have a permit. Then we have a hunk with hooves. And then we have the spooky silk stockings. Okay. Ready? You can vote in the top left-hand corner. There is a blue box. And you can vote for more than one story, and you can vote up to 50 times. We have whoop whoop pull over, he's hot. We have oh Lord, she coming. We have I have a permit. We have a hunk with hooves. And we have the spooky silk stockings. Who's it gonna be, guys? Silly Story Title Sunday. Yes, Lana, anytime you want. And the winner is the spooky silk stockings, which is the tale of the Fresno night crawlers. Thank you, Tommy. Thanks. Thank you, Tommy, for all the cute gifts. All right, guys, I'll be right back. If you could do me a big favor and hit that share arrow in the bottom right-hand corner, there's a little yellow circle. Thank you, Alternative Girl. There's a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost, and that puts my live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow this beautiful porch of ours. Hi, Nanita. How you doing, cutie? Vibrant stage. Thanks, Tommy. Thank you for the mushrooms, too. All right, you guys, I'll be right back with the tale of the Fresno night crawlers. Faye, you're about to find out. Tommy reaching level 40. Look at Tommy. Thank you for all the mushrooms, Tommy. Thanks for helping me with my goal and the hand hearts. Tommy just reached level 40. And if you're new here, welcome in. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I am here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. I do write and record all of these stories myself, and you can listen to them whenever you would like on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. If you just look for Porch Lore, you will find me, and all of the links are also in my bio. So grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back, watch the shooting stars, and welcome to the porch. Happy Sunday. I'll be right back with the tale of the Fresno night crawlers. Glenn, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Adelphos, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Isaac, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Aster, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Oh, I'm sorry, Matt. Tempest, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. I know, Mace. That's why I do the Silly Story Sundays, because sometimes changing the title helps the ones that never win. And that was my goal, and it works. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the Fresno night crawlers. Yes, Laura, 200 minutes. There are some cryptids that look like they were designed by ancient fear. Creatures with claws, teeth, eyes. Things that make instinctive sense to be afraid of. And then there's the Fresno night crawlers. 2 white legs. That is the only way anyone ever really describes them. Just legs. No visible arms. No clear torso. No obvious anatomy that should logically allow them to even exist. They look less like living creatures and more like someone draped white sheets over stilts and taught them how to walk. Which somehow makes them even worse. Because monsters are easier to process when they resemble something alive. But the Fresno nightcrawlers do not. They move wrong. They stand wrong. They occupy space wrong. And maybe that's why their footage has unsettled people for decades. The modern legend began in Fresno, California in the early 2000s. When a homeowner's security camera captured 2 pale, leg-like figures gliding across his front lawn in the middle of the night. Hi, Aunt Bully. Welcome in. We love Tanya. One appeared taller than the other, moving with a slow, deliberate gait, almost like a parent leading a child. The footage spread online and it was initially dismissed as a hoax. But nobody could ever conclusively explain how it had been faked. Especially not with the technology available to the average homeowner at the time. And then stranger details emerged. Indigenous Yokut folklore from Central California allegedly includes stories of pale, wandering beings associated with the night and with the balance between nature and man. While documentation is sparse and some dispute whether the Fresno creatures truly connect to that folklore, the association stuck. Thank you, Robin. People began claiming that the beings were ancient watchers, guardians. And then more footage appeared. Not much, never enough to prove anything, just enough to make the whole thing harder to dismiss. A blurry security camera in Yosemite. A ranch camera somewhere outside Fresno. Both showing that same strange silhouette crossing the road and in the distance. Always the same impossible movement, always the same gliding gait, and always gone before anyone got close. Most people treat the Fresno nightcrawlers like a joke cryptid, cute, goofy, harmless. But I think that's because people have never had to see one in person. And I wish I could go back to the version of myself that thought they were funny. Because Suzanne and I used to laugh every time someone brought them up. And now we don't. Suzanne lives outside Fresno in one of those strange in-between parts of California, where suburbia frays into orchards and scrubland and old irrigation roads. Not quite city, but not quite country either. The sort of place where neighborhoods end abruptly and miles of dark open land begin. She had moved there for work a few years before, and Suzanne's house sat at the edge of a new development. The last row before the land gave way to empty fields and a dry creek bed. The first night there, she jokingly pointed through her kitchen window toward the darkness behind her back fence and said that was prime nightcrawler territory. We both laughed. Because that's what you do when discussing giant walking pants in the dark. But there was something about the way she hesitated, and then she admitted that several people in the neighborhood had posted odd security clips in the local Facebook group, but nothing definitive. Just strange movement and weird pale shapes near fences. Things caught in one frame and then gone. She treated it like neighborhood folklore, but then she admitted that people stopped letting their dogs out at night. The first evening, we sat on her back patio with drinks while the sun disappeared over the fields. The land beyond her fence looked flat in the daylight, but at night it became an ocean, black and endless. No streetlights, no structures. Just the occasional silhouette of a distant tree and the soft metallic creaking of irrigation equipment somewhere off in the dark. Suzanne told me that the neighborhood had a recurring problem with pets disappearing. Coyotes, supposedly. But no one ever found the remains. Still, nothing happened that night or the next. The first few days of the trip were normal. Touristy and fun, harmless. But then, on the fourth night, Suzanne woke me up just after 2 a.m. Her face was pale. She held her phone toward me without speaking. Her backyard motion alert had triggered, and the camera feed showed her patio, empty, fence still, nothing moving. Then, in the far back corner of the yard near the fence gate, something pale stepped into the frame. At first, my brain rejected what I was seeing. It looked like 2 white columns moving. And then they advanced further into the infrared glow, and I realized that it was exactly what everyone had described. A creature perhaps 4 feet tall, long white legs. It had a small tapering upper body like folded cloth or draped flesh. There were no visible arms, and it walked with that horribly smooth gait that I had seen in the videos, like gravity affected it differently. It crossed the yard in total silence, and then it slipped out of the frame. Neither of us moved, neither of us spoke. And then the camera alert ended. We replayed it 3 times, and each time we watched it, it got worse. Because no matter how long we stared, we couldn't figure out how they could physically move that way. I asked if I should call the police. Even saying it out loud sounded absurd. What would I even tell them? Hello, 911. Yeah, there's a pair of haunted pajama pants walking through my backyard. Instead, we just stayed awake until dawn, with every light on in the house. The next morning we checked the yard and there was nothing. No footprints, no disturbed dirt, no damage. But near the fence gate we found a line of dead flowers. Every blossom along one narrow strip of Suzanne's flower bed had turned black and collapsed, as if it had flash frozen overnight. She swore they had been healthy the day before. Then, we made the worst decision people in horror movies always make. We went looking for it. Suzanne had a friend whose uncle owned farmland several miles outside town, near where the earliest Fresno Nightcrawler sightings supposedly occurred. I told him about my Porch Lore podcast, and he said that we could come walk the land and check things out. We arrived just before dusk. The land stretched flat and golden for miles. Dry grass, abandoned irrigation ditches, twisted valley oaks. Telephone poles vanishing toward the horizon. The kind of place where distance plays tricks on your eyes. We brought inadequate flashlights, cameras, snacks, and the brittle confidence of people who still partially believed that none of this was real. By midnight, we had seen nothing. We sat near an old pump shed laughing nervously at ourselves. We are grown women, and this is ridiculous. And then every cricket stopped instantly. No gradual fade. 1 second noise and the next. Silence so complete it felt vacuum sealed. Movement caught my eye near the far fence line. At first I thought someone had placed a white trash bag in the field. Thank you for the follow, Travis. Welcome to the porch. Then it moved. One shape and then another, and then a third. 3 pale figures emerged from the grass. Different sizes. Walking slowly toward us, each gliding with that same impossible gait. The tallest had to be nearly 6 feet. The smallest, perhaps 3. They honestly looked like a family. That thought hit me first. They didn't look like random creatures. They looked like a family. The figures approached without hurry. No sound, no visible faces really, no sign of awareness except that every step carried them directly toward us. We backed toward the pump shed, and the tallest one stopped maybe 30 feet away, and the others spread out, forming a half circle around us. My chest tightened. I thought I might black out. And then the tall one bent, not crouched, bent its entire upper body. And it unfolded open like cloth, parting in the wind. And underneath there was a face, pale and stretched and featureless. Suzanne screamed, and that broke whatever paralysis held me. And we ran. I don't remember half of that sprint. The truck was nearly a quarter mile away. And we heard nothing behind us. No footsteps, no pursuit. I just assumed they were silently gliding behind us, so I didn't dare look back. Instead, they simply let us run. We got to the truck, out of breath, our hearts racing. Suzanne fumbled the keys twice before getting us inside. And then we peeled out of there, throwing gravel. Neither of us spoke the entire drive home. And after some more research, I read that several indigenous stories describe pale wandering spirits who appeared when the land itself had been violated. Guardians of sacred places twisted by human greed. Not hunters, not predators. Judges. We built houses where they used to walk. Suzanne's neighborhood, that development, built over old protected land that had been bulldozed during expansion despite protests from preservation groups. Her house stood right at the edge of it, right where the field began. Some things do not haunt us because they are evil. Some things haunt us because we forget that we're the ones trespassing, and because to them, we are the evil. So if you ever find yourself driving outside Fresno late at night, past the orchards, past the neighborhoods where the dark opens wide and endless, and you see something white crossing the field in your headlights, don't follow it. Just keep driving. And that's the tale of the Fresno Nightcrawlers. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep better. And I am here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. Well, Lars, you just literally missed it. So I guess you'll have to have an attention span and some patience and wait for the next one. Because literally who comes in and is like, where's the story? You literally just missed it. So, but there will be a next one in just a few minutes. So don't worry, it's worth the wait. Hi, Pop-Tart. All right, you guys. I'm here every night, 10 to 1. And I do write and record all of these stories myself. So if you want to listen to them when I'm not live, you can on my YT channel as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. Just look for Porch Lore and you will find me. I also am premiering a new story tomorrow live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do purr. If you want to join us over there, it's really fun. We have a live chat. We get a first listen. And the news story this week takes place in a state we have not traveled to yet, Porch Bells. Just Pop-Tart, I hope you feel better. I hope your surgery goes well. We love you. Hi, Jade. I love you. She purrs, she hums, and she raps. That's exactly right. All right, you guys. And you know what time it is. It is grilled cheese time. So if you like grilled cheese, I highly recommend making one right now, because you're going to be craving one after this story. Good googly moogly, that thing is juicy. Right, CJ? And sit back and relax. Grab a beanbag chair. Grab a hammock. Check out the shooting stars. And welcome to the porch. Happy Sunday. I'll be right back with the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. Yeah, kids these days will never know about Project Pat. Boop, boop, chicken, chicken. Boy, please, whatever. They're not intrusive thoughts, actually. People type them in the chat and I just can't. They know that I can't help it. So they tease me with rap lyrics because they know I'll do that. That's what they do. Because I love rap music. And so they will do that because there's a couple things I can't resist. It's lines from Drinking Out of Cups and it's rap lyrics. Yeah, Mace. Wood grain, I'm gripping. Got the candy pane and dripping. Fofos, I'm tipping. Mary, what? Oh, calling you guys out. Yeah, because I know that you guys do it. I know you guys do it. And I grew up in the South, dude. I grew up, it's just a very, it's a part of me. It's in my soul. I saved my allowance to buy the Chronic 2001 Dr. Dre CD, and I hid it from my parents. And I was obsessed with Master P when I was in like 6th grade, and I hid it from my parents. I was like, make them say at like 12. I was like, nah. Felt it in my soul. Hootie hoo. I was like, that's right. Hootie hoo. He's like, you got dinner, I got lunch. I'm that captain and you the crunch. How you like me now? Gold teeth when I smile. Try to take me out the ghetto, but I'm still buck wild. And I was like, yes. Yes. My white ass, 12 years old. Why? Don't know. But it's been in my soul forever. It's true. Yeah. Skrill. Skrill. Screaming out money in a thing. Thank you, Siren. See, look how many of you guys, we're all the same. We're all the same. I'm not alone in this. I actually did neither of those things, but that's hilarious. Kind of wish I did now. Mace. I did have 2 12s and an amp in my Cavalier though, so I feel like that's pretty much the same thing. I really did. And it vibrated the trunk. And it was great. We used to hotbox it. It was the best. to hear the funniest part too? Is like the funniest part is my cheerleading squad surprised me for my birthday and bought me 2 12s and an amp. Literally this whole crew of like the whitest girls you could imagine. They're like, we like know you really like rap, so like we got you these. Do you like it? I was like, oh my fucking god, I love you guys. Holy shit, what? Yeah, because in the South, girls are different down there, and we like beats the fucking knock. Pop-Tart said from the South, and yes, we do. And I don't know why, but we really do. It's like, it's just different. It is. Right, Matt? It's different. Southern girls are different. And I can tell you because I was born in Ohio, then I'm raised in the South, then I moved back to, and I can tell you right now, Northern rap is like, and like up here, people don't really like, I'm like bumping around. Like, you won't find people around here as much bumping that shit still. In the South, we're never getting rid of it. I don't give, it wasn't a phase. I will love it forever. Yeah, the feeling, the beats. That's exactly right. And can I relate to the lyrics? No, but my God, do I feel that music makes me feel invincible. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go burn down a building right now. Like, yeah, there's so many. Like, I really like the trap and like the fight music. I don't know why. I just really do. Like, do you remember 2 Chainz when he's like, damn right, and I got it. Damn right, and I got it. Remember that? I'm about to start a ride. I'm going to start, like, all the fight music. So good. Like, Nuck If You Buck. I mean, come on. Like, You Don't Want No Problem. Those are all classics. Yeah, we love rap in the Deep South. It's true. Northern rap was my dancer name in Montana. Justin. And he says, click full of killers. Please don't get us excited. Which is also true, because I feel like Southern girls are feisty. Like, we're like, bless your heart, until we're not. Till we're like, what'd you just say? Say it again. I dare you. Yep, that's right, Pop-Tart. We got a mouth. And I've already told people a million times I can't back it up. I talk a lot of shit, but I don't back it up. And then I'm like, but usually if you puff up and talk a lot of shit, people get scared and they don't even try to see if you'll back it up. They don't even know. And I'm 5'8". So I'm like, what'd you say, bitch? And they're like, nothing. So I never really have to back it up. So if you ever see me in person, please don't try to fight me. Because I just know how to talk a lot of shit. Thank you, Robin, for the amped up and the butterfly. Yeah, Chelsea, I pinned you. Yeah, exactly. I'm from J. Cole's hometown, and we do enjoy our rap music. I love that, Christina. Oh, Kim's back. Kim, we were talking about rap. Ask Kim. I don't just talk the talk, I walk the walk. When we first became friends, she was like, oh, shit. What did she say? I was seasoned? I was seasoned white meat. Is that what you said, Kim? Because I came up in a box and I started like rapping like the filthiest trap music you can imagine. She was like, what the fuck? Who is this girl? Right, Kim? You did. You were like, oh, okay. And then remember Brittany was like, okay, oh my God. Like, I know you motherfucking lied. Because I was like, well, you know, I don't really appear like but like, dude, I feel that music in my soul. I feel it in my soul. It makes me feel invincible. It makes me feel like I could fight people. I can't, but Does it make me feel like that? And do I look down at my speedometer and going 90 because I listened to fucking Lil Scrappy for 2 songs? Yeah. Uh-huh. Is there gas in my ashtray? Maybe. Exactly, Mary. Don't let my looks fool you, honey. That's exactly right. And I back it up too. Like I'm feisty. Like if you need me to, I'll roll. I can't fight, but I'll try, and I'll talk to the mad shit, and I'll drive us there. Not many men. Many men is not. It's that 50 Cent's actually very mainstream. I'm talking like Trillville and like drama. I mean, I guess they were kind of mainstream, but not really. Not as much as like, not in the North. James said, careful, she'll take your cookies. Yes. And I do have a special spot in my heart for T.I. Love T.I.P. Little tip. And Tunchi. Because I love Tunchi. Fun fact, did you know that Lil Wayne's nickname is Tunchi because his grandmother used to call him Little Tune because he could carry a tune so well at church? Isn't that cute as shit? Kega, they're in North Carolina, or they're in North Dakota. Are you going to tell us some? The stories are in North Dakota. Are you going to tell us some? I haven't covered North Dakota yet. I would love to hear some North Dakota folklore. It's one of the states I haven't covered yet. I was literally about to say that, Water Baby. And Burley said rap lore. This is rap lore. And that was rap lore. That is Little Wayne lore. Did you guys know that? Give it a goog. It's true. Oh, I'm Christina. I'm from North Carolina, girl, and they yell at me because half my stories are based in North Carolina. Like this one right now that I'm about to read literally takes place in North Carolina, girl. Where are you from? Hi. I have a Pine Barrens Beast story, Randy. Sand Haven. Okay. Thanks, Kigger. That sounds cool. Sand Haven. Was Lil Wayne ever in a boy band? Well, I mean, the Cash Money Millionaires, yeah. They're probably the best boy band to ever exist. They just didn't really call themselves a boy band, but let's be real. They were. Yes, Water Baby. It's on all of the podcast streaming sites. Right, Healy? Yeah. Cash Money Millionaires with like Juvenile, BG, with Birdman, Sean. The police officer, Uncle Bob, saved Lil Wayne's life when he was 12. I didn't know that. Skrilla, really? I didn't know that. Yeah, Randy. Yeah, water baby. Hello. Welcome, girl. Hey. Where in North Carolina are you from? Oh my God, Skrilla, I didn't know that. Hello, Melissa from Nebraska. Welcome in, guys. Wait, I haven't done New York yet, Andrew. The Legend of the Hog Woman. Anthony, where's that from? Thank you, Erica. Oh, hello, everybody from North Carolina, Fort Bragg. Okay, I'm from the Piedmont Triad, from the foothills. Oh, when he accidentally shot himself? I did not know this, Lord Jordan and Skrilla. Wow, you're from High Point, Misty? Stop, I'm from Greensboro. Girl, stop. Hi. Hey, girl, hey. Okay, I did not know this about Wheezy. I'm gonna go look it up. They under covered bridge in Georgia, twin drown. Okay. James says he only like James, I kind of fucking love that. Like with every fiber of my soul. James says, I only like one rapper, and that's Coolio. Period. And you know what? I love Coolio too. When I was a little girl, I listened to that song, and I'm an empath, so like everything hits me really hard. And I remember when he says, I'm 23 now, but will I live to see 24 the way things is going? I don't know. I was like, oh my God, life must be so hard for him. What the fuck? And then I watched Dangerous Minds. I'm like, what the fuck? And Coolio was pretty much my introduction to rap, I would think. I think so. So I would say that Coolio and the guy that sang Let Me Clear My Throat. Really, I'm not kidding. I was like, I listened to it and he's like, you know, Gangster's Paradise hit me, dude. I listened to those lyrics over and over again. I really let them sing. And I was like 12 and I was like, oh my God. And I told my sister, I remember my sister and I rode on a road trip and I was like, Megan, have you listened to this? Have you heard what he's saying? And my sister was like, you're so weird. And I was like, oh my God. No, you don't bark out loud at Coolio. You bark at DMX. Siren, come on. You bark at DMX. Ooh, ooh. And like, oh my God, the Rough Riders, don't even get me started on the Rough Riders. The album was just insane. Yeah, exactly, Water Baby. It's DMX. I'm like, what? Come on, you guys. Oh, that's what you were referring to. Oh, okay. But, man, Rough Riders was so good too. We really lived through some great rap. Yeah, stop, drop. Yep. And like, even like Joel Santana. God. And like Dipset. We really got some good shit. I actually got really upset when Coolio died too, James, because I feel like he was like my introduction to rap, and he like really did, like, I don't know, reach us white people. He tried to, like, he did a really good job of getting through to a bunch of white kids for some reason, and I just really, like, he was my introduction to the rap world. And like when he died, I'm not kidding, I was like very sad, and I was like, why am I so fucking sad? But I was also very sad about DMX, because they were a big part of my youth. You know what I'm saying? Hi, Cosmic from Toronto. Yeah, like, and a lot of them have passed. I do like Bone, but they're okay. They're a little Ohio rappy for me. They're a little northern rap for my taste, to be honest. I like the really filthy hard stuff, and they're a little soft. And I don't mean soft like their topics. I mean the sound. The sound is like the closest I'll go to that is 3-6 Mafia. And 3-6 Mafia is not even close to Bone Thugs. But if you get it, you get it. Do you get it? Did anybody else get what I'm saying? Yeah, Petey Pablo, duh. Tell Christina, no one will ever know what it felt like to be in North Carolina in your prime years when that song came out. I've been chasing that high the rest of my life. Like, really. Like, I still, like, I'm like, God, that was fun. That was the best shit ever. And I feel like every girl who grew up in North Carolina during those times, if you tell me to take my shirt off and twist it around my head like a helicopter, I may. I actually, if you catch me in the right day, there's a 50-50 chance. Best years ever, Misty. Just depends on how many moonshine swigs I've had. They'll never understand Pop-Tart. And don't even get me started. If y'all grew up in the Carolinas, I know y'all know what foam parties in Myrtle Beach were, and don't even get me started on that. Shamika, me too. I love being from North Carolina. Best place to grow up, my God. Like, it was just like if you didn't get blackout in a field of someone's property that you have no clue who even owned that field and light a giant ass bonfire in the middle of that field and drink Mad Dog 2020 and God knows what else until the sun comes up. Did you even grow up in North Carolina? I don't think so. Oh my God, Squeak's Jungle Juice. Lord, yes. Straight out of the cooler. Those were the days. Now it's like they'd haul kids off for trespassing and they'd like lose their scholarships and shit. Back then they were like, what are y'all doing? Get your asses out of here. Justin, cow tipping's not real. Cow sleeps laying down. It's a lie. It's a way to trick city people from going to go mess with cows so they get their asses kicked by cows. God, do y'all remember the purple Crown bags? Why did we use those for everything? Justin. Yeah, Mackenzie, take them snipe hunting. Or if you want to go to Scotland, we can look for some haggis. They were collector's items, girl. Why? Why were we obsessed with those purple bags? Did we live the same exact life? What the fuck? Oh, Lord, Mary, the freaky tiki. God, I forgot about the freaky tiki. Holy shit. Oh my God. Wasn't the freaky tiki where the foam parties were? Lord, I'm probably sure I still have a crown bag somewhere. Christina. Chelsea, no. No, Chelsea. These are the best stories I hear. Okay, Christina said, I put my fake ass costume jewelry in those bags like it was treasure, and they won't let me pin it, damn it. But then, look, Chelsea said my mom made a blanket out of those bags. Yeah, and we did. We collected all the bottles. Why did we do that? We put it on the top of the kitchen. Oh my God, why did we do that? Same, Christina. Same. I'd buy one. Your mom wanted me. I guarantee there's someone on Etsy that's already made them. as I type, here I go to Etsy. Just kidding. It's true, Erica. People who had all the bottles were considered rich, not alcoholics. Yep. And the funny thing is if you were a girl, you didn't pay for those bottles. Yeah, right. Saint Water Baby. If I even look at a handle of Burnett's, I feel like I black out. I lose my Chevy Cavalier. As soon as I see a handle of Burnett's, I'm like, what? Who am I? Where's my car? My Chevy Cavalier with the 212s in it. Mary, I knew it. I knew Freaky Tiki was the foam party. Y'all, we probably all partied in that foam together and didn't even know it. Because as soon as you said Freaky Tiki, my brain went to foam. And I was like, oh, Lord. I've wallowed around in that foam half naked with a lot of people, I think. Oh my God, you had a geostorm. Stop it. I have to take a screenshot of this right now. My best friend Lindsay had a geostorm, and we had all kinds of nicknames for that thing, and it was bright blue. And that thing was a beast. Anyway, I was wild in high school. I was emancipated. I've mentioned it in my stories. That's true. I was emancipated, so, kind of just did whatever I wanted. But I also know how to noodle catfish because I grew up in North Carolina, and if y'all know what noodling is, that's right. And if you don't, give it a goog. Check out how you noodle a catfish. Your girl can do that. I can do that. And does it scare me? Not one bit. That catfish can bite my arm and I don't give a shit. It's fun. Yes, Andrew, I was a blast. I'm still fun, though, actually. I'm still fun. Yes, I can noodle, Sean. I can noodle big old catfish. Actually, I wouldn't say big old, but I can noodle catfish. Yeah, I have all my digits. I have met some turtles. And I got lucky. I got very lucky. Yeah, snappers, yeah. And that's why I said I've encountered an alligator snapper once, and I got very lucky in Georgia. And I saved his ass anyway, and he was a dick. I was like, dude, I'm helping you right now. What the fuck is your problem? And he was like, I will take your hand. He didn't, but. Stays here for Chet. Oh, kicker, we got corn. Sean, I have really, if you listen, the more stories you listen to, you'll realize it might be courage or it might just be delusional curiosity and confidence mixed together. But I don't really fear a whole lot except wild boars and crocodiles. Oh, your raccoons are there? How cute. Like, I'm not scared of cryptids, ghosts, anything. And men in the woods. If I were to encounter a strange man in the woods, I'd be scared shitless. I'd also be scared of a boar. A wild boar. They're mean. Like, I can usually reason with most animals, but wild boars, they don't even want to eat you. They just want to kill you. They just want to, like, gore you for no reason. They're just mean. Rhinos? I think I could be friends with a rhino. I've made friends with a hippo, and they're mean, supposedly. But boars, yeah, they have no chill. When I lived in Houston after Hurricane Harvey, the boars areas got flooded, so the boars were just running through the suburbs, and my God, they were like literally smashing cars and just like taking out people's garage doors for no reason. Just fucking shit up. Like, they're crazy. Yes, Squeaks, I made friends with a hippo at the zoo. And he was like back turned sleeping, ignoring everybody for 2 hours. And they were waiting to see him because he only comes out like once a week or something. And I didn't know. And I just strolled up and I went up to the glass. And I was like, hi, cutie. And he immediately woke up, turned around and started giving me kisses on the glass. And everybody's like, what the fuck? We've been waiting 2 hours for. He was ignoring everybody and he loved me. I was like, hi. A javelina, I haven't encountered them. But they might be on the same level as a boar. But I'm not sure. Yes, I was a news reporter in Houston, Tex-Mexi for Channel 39 News Fix. Yes, if you guys want to share your stories with me or folklore from your local area, I would love that. My email is just porchlore@gmail.com. All right, ready for night shift at Sycamore Diner. Oh, that's so cute, Squeaks. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. I'm not usually the kind of person who pulls over on back roads at night. Not unless I absolutely have to. But that night, something about the storm, the long drive, and that growling pit in my stomach convinced me otherwise. I was hungry. It was late October, and I was headed back to campus after a weekend visit with my friends in North Carolina. I had a midterm on Monday, and my plan had been to drive straight through. 5 hours, no stops. But then came the rain. One of those cold, slanted, whispery rains that creeps into your bones and makes the windshield wipers sound like a heartbeat. I had taken the wrong exit trying to bypass traffic, and I ended up on a 2-lane back road. Surrounded by nothing but pine trees and power lines. And that's when I saw the neon sign. SYCAMRE Diner. The O in Sycamore was flickering like it hadn't worked right in years, but the rest was lit up in a cherry red neon. A tiny beacon in the middle of nowhere. Thank you, Whitney. Thank you, Misty. I figured I'd grab a quick bite, maybe some coffee, check my map, and get back on the highway. But I should have just kept driving. Thank you, Eric. I should have known something was off the second I stepped inside. The bell over the door jingled, but not like a normal bell. It made this sharp metallic ping that echoed longer than it should have. The air inside was warm, almost too warm, and it smelled like grilled onions and pancake syrup. The place looked like it had been yanked straight from 1957. Checkerboard floor, red vinyl booths, a long counter with spinning stools, even a jukebox in the corner, It looked like it hadn't worked in decades. Good night, Faye. And the people, they all stopped and looked at me the second I walked in. Not in a rude way, just quiet, like they weren't expecting me. Like I'd walked into the middle of a sentence that no one wanted to finish. Thank you, trauma. A waitress, tall, with a beehive hairdo and a light blue uniform, smiled and waved me over. You get caught in the rain, sweetheart, she said, handing me a laminated menu. I nodded, still trying to shake off that weird feeling. Yeah, the highway's a mess. She chuckled and patted my shoulder. Well, you're safe here. Sycamore's always open for travelers. I sat down at a corner booth, and the vinyl creaked. And I remember the jukebox shifted songs by itself and started playing some slow doo-wop ballad that I didn't recognize. Thank you, Kendi. I looked around and everyone looked normal, sort of. There was a trucker with a thick gray beard drinking coffee by the counter. A young couple whispering to each other in a booth by the jukebox. And an older woman stirring tea like she was lost in thought. But they all had the same look in their eyes, like they were there, but also somewhere else. Like they were watching me out of the corner of their eyes, even when they were looking down. The waitress came back with coffee, strong, hot, and surprisingly good. And I ordered a grilled cheese with fries. Simple, safe. She wrote it down with one of those clicky pens and said, Don't worry, it's on the house tonight. Hi, Maui, welcome back. And that was my second red flag. No diner just gives food away. While I waited, I took out my phone to check the map. No signal, and I mean nothing. No bars, no Wi-Fi, not even GPS. Just a blank screen with a spinning wheel. I glanced out the foggy window and the storm was still going. But now the wind had picked up, and I could see the power lines swaying like jump ropes in the dark. But the diner, it stayed perfectly lit. Not even a flicker. The food came fast. Too fast, like under 5 minutes, but it looked amazing. Golden bread, gooey cheese, crispy fries with a little metal cup of ketchup on the side. I took a bite. Delicious. I mean, I've eaten at a lot of diners, greasy spoons, college joints, and roadside checks. But this was hands down the best grilled cheese I've ever had. The fries were perfect, and the coffee never ran out. Every time I took a sip, it was somehow full again. Good night, Matt. I was halfway through the sandwich when the trucker got up to leave. He walked right past my table, nodded once, and whispered, Don't stay past midnight. That's all he said. What? But he was already out the door. The waitress gave me a tight smile and walked over, collecting his empty mug. Old Earl, he's always saying weird stuff. Just ignore him. But I couldn't. Something about his voice stuck with me. Something about the way he looked at me. Not like I was a customer, but like I was in danger. I checked the clock over the register. 11:42. I figured I had just enough time to finish my fries, grab the check, and head out. I still had at least 3 hours left on the road. But when I stood up, the lights flickered just once, and then again. And then everything in the diner stopped moving. The couple by the jukebox froze mid-sentence. The woman with the tea stopped stirring, her spoon hanging in mid-air. The waitress, her hand reached out for a mug, just stopped, like someone hit pause on the entire scene. I took a step back and the jukebox buzzed, glitched, and restarted a new track. I could still move, but no one else could. And then I heard it. Not music, not a storm. A voice. Not coming from anyone I could see. Just a whisper that seemed to echo from the walls themselves. I backed toward the door, my heart hammering in my chest, and I turned the knob. Locked. Of course it was locked. I tried the windows, but they were sealed shut. I started banging on the glass and shouting, but no one was outside. Just wind and rain, and that flickering red sign. SYCAMRE. I turned back toward the dining room, and everyone was gone. Yeah, Sherry really is the MVP of this story every single night. I love her. Not frozen anymore, just gone. The booths were empty. No plates, no crumbs, no mugs. No sign that anyone had ever even been there. Except for my plate. Still warm. And still half-eaten. And then I saw the waitress. She was standing by the kitchen doors, her silhouette backlit by flickering fluorescent light. Her face was wrong. The same smile, but her eyes were empty, black and endless, like someone had painted over them. "You shouldn't be here, honey," she said in that same cheerful voice. "Not yet." I stumbled back, knocking over a chair as she took one slow step toward me. The others, they were waiting. But you just wandered in. Then she raised a hand, and the walls began to shimmer. Literally shimmer. Like heat waves on asphalt. The checkered floor rippled, and the red booths started to fade, becoming outlines and then shadows and then nothing. And then I saw it, underneath the illusion. It was charred wood, cracked tile, broken beams, and black soot. Like the diner had burned down long ago. I ran. I don't even remember how I got out. One second I was inside, and the next, I was on the side of the road, soaked to the bone and gasping for air. My car was still there, pulled up with the ceiling missing, parked on gravel that didn't even look like a lot anymore. Just weeds and puddles. No neon sign, no glowing windows, just nothing. I did it, you guys. I drove back to campus that night in silence. No music. No Porch Lore podcast. I kept glancing in the rearview mirror, half expecting to see that red neon flicker back to life. I did it, Tommy, I did it. I didn't tell anyone. Not for weeks. Not until I finally looked up Sycamore Diner on a local history site. Thanks, Justin. And I found it. Burned to the ground in 1972. A gas leak. The whole place went up at midnight. And everyone inside was killed. 5 patrons, a waitress, and a cook. The photo in the article. The same checkerboard floor. The same red booths. The same neon sign. SYCAMORE. And in the corner of the photo, that same waitress. Smiling. I never took that back road again. I don't even drive at night anymore if I can help it. And every time I see a neon diner sign, something in me flinches just a little. Because I know I was there. And I know I wasn't supposed to be. But the part that keeps me up sometimes, the part that really makes my stomach turn, that was the best damn grilled cheese I've ever had. And I didn't even pay for it. And that's a good question, Sean. Hardly anybody ever asks that. And that's the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. And hello, King of Frogs. Welcome back. It's been a long time. It's an honor to have you here again, Your Majesty. And with that, thank you, Porch Pals, for spending your Sunday evening with me. And if you are new here and you enjoyed yourself, don't forget to follow me. So if you fall off the porch, you can find us again. I am here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. Feel free to join us tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard for the live premiere of the new story of the week over on my YT channel. And then I'll be over here at 10. I hope you guys have some wonderful sleep and some good dreams. And if you aren't able to fall asleep, head on over to my YT channel. There is a bedtime stories playlist where you will be snoozing by the second story. Oh, hi, Jersey Chick. And I hope you all have a wonderful night. And don't forget, stay spooky.